An AI just read a star map from a clay tablet. What it found should not be there. This single sentence, released by a small, dedicated research team, sent a quiet tremor through archaeology and astronomy. It began with an object unassuming in its appearance. A piece of fired earth, small enough to fit in the palm of a hand, covered in the delicate scratches and impressions of a world long vanished. For decades, it sat in a climate-controlled archive, cataloged and largely forgotten, one of thousands from a dusty site. Just another piece of a vast, silent puzzle, waiting for a key. The tablet is fragility and permanence woven together. Its surface, a web of fine cracks, testament to millennia underground. The marks are not grand or artistic, but precise and intentional. Dots, lines, simple geometric shapes, etched while the clay was wet. Long dismissed as rudimentary accounting or a forgotten ritualistic script. No one suspected they held a map of the heavens. No one imagined they depicted a moment so specific and so profoundly strange that it would challenge our understanding of the ancient mind. The process began not in a dusty trench, but in a sterile laboratory filled with the quiet hum of machines. The team took a series of high-resolution photographs of the clay tablet. These were not simple snapshots. Each image captured from a precise angle, under controlled lighting, to reveal every subtle indentation and score. Dozens of images were stitched into a perfect, three-dimensional digital model, a ghost of the past in 21st century light. This digital twin became the subject of the investigation. The model was fed into a sophisticated artificial intelligence system, not to read history, but to recognize patterns. It scanned the web of lines and dots, searching for repetition, geometry, and structures resembling known information systems. It compared the markings to thousands of ancient writings, mathematical notations, and artistic symbols. For days, it sifted erosion from intention, seeking the signal in the carver's original hand. Finally, the AI delivered a clean reconstruction. The dots were not random. They formed a configuration of stars. The lines were vectors, pathways in the sky. It was a map, cross-referencing against modern sky catalogs, adjusted for precession, produced the first shock, astronomically accurate yet unfamiliar. The room fell silent. A familiar cluster, plus elements no one expected. Lines traced a journey. A simple notch code pointed to a specific time, and near the path's end, a brilliantly bright object, in a place where no known star or planet should have been. When the researchers looked closer at the reconstruction, the map grew clearer and more perplexing. A well-known sky region anchored the map, rendered with surprising accuracy. Not boundaries, but routes, as if charting a course through the cosmos. Near the route's end, a single emphatic dot, extreme in relative brightness, the focal point. Not a known star, not a planet in any expected orbit. No known body matched the place and period. Along one rim, a crisp tally, likely a temporal reference, days or moons, correlating to the alignment deepened the mystery. No solstice, no equinox, no weather cataclysm. A moment marked for a reason known only to the mapmaker. The surprise was not finding a star map, but what it depicted. The bright object's position was resolute across mottled skies. Supernovas? Close, yet none matched both place and time. Comets? The mark lacked a tail, and known orbits didn't align. The path felt more direct, more purposeful than a comet's arc. An accurate record of an event for which we have no other evidence. A map to a ghost. The sky is real. The centerpiece vanished without a trace. Quietly shared with a handful of trusted experts, the finding drew skepticism and cautious excitement. Extraordinary claims require extraordinary evidence. Misdating, symbolism, false positives. Rigor demanded proof. Others saw a window into a mindset. Abstraction and sky focus beyond expectations. An error in the AI is more probable than an error in the cosmos. Too consistent to be accidental. The team felt the weight, responsible for data, aware of its implications. Weeks of double-checking, preparing for the storm of questions. Faced with the impossible, they hunted conventional explanations. First, error. New scans. New software. Same result. Again and again. Natural events. No independent chronicles. No ice core signals. Symbolism could fit, except for the startling astronomical precision. A lost mapping system might recast a known object, but without a key, the meaning stays out of reach. The map lived in gray space, between reality and myth. Still no simple answer, only better questions. Any paradigm breaker must face authenticity. Could it be a forgery? Composition matched legitimate finds. Local clay. Thermoluminescence dated the firing to about 5 millennia ago, consistent with its layer. A modern hoax passing that gauntlet? Highly unlikely. It wasn't a market purchase. It was excavated decades ago, well documented. No forger could have anticipated AI needed to decode it. The tablet appeared genuine. The mystery was real. The team widened the net, pulling related tablets from the same site. For weeks, nothing. Mundane ledgers, tallies, seals. Then one fragment, familiar lines and dots in a corner. Same hand, same geometry. A branching path from the original map. Footnotes to a main document. Pieces of a larger astronomical atlas. The single puzzle became a system of knowledge. If multiple charts mark the same anomalous object, error, or mere symbolism, grows harder to defend. The evidence was building toward a real phenomenon, lost to our history. With growing confidence, the team pushed simulations into exotic territory. They searched vast windows of time for a once-in-millennia configuration. What emerged was a theoretical alignment. Earth, the Sun, and a specific distant cluster lining up just so, as seen from the dig's latitude. Light might have been lensed, momentarily creating a brilliant transient. Speculative, but tantalizing. If true, the map records a rare celestial alignment, born of centuries of careful observation. The line could diagram how and when to watch. Elegant, coherent, unproven. Researchers then noticed a tiny, almost imperceptible shape. Boat-like, wing-like, in motion, a comet. The main object shows no tail, no motion. A symbol of observers, or something journeying toward the light. Dismissed as speculation, but hard to unsee. We can recover stars, dates, geometry. The symbolic language is more fragile. One tiny mark, immense possibility. Today the tablet sits at the center of a quiet but intense scientific debate. The past is not settled. It shifts with every discovery and every new technology. They were not just surviving, they were watching, recording, trying to understand, as we do. This tablet has opened a door, challenging us to look again at what we've stored away. What other secrets wait in plain sight? It is a partnership, human curiosity with machine intelligence, once science fiction, now our daily craft. One tablet became a wider quest into a lost chapter of human intellectual history. We do not have the final answer. We may never know the carver's full intent. Was it a lost star, a rare alignment, a powerful myth, or something else entirely? The tablet remains silent on purpose, but not on possibility. It pushes us to look up, to check our assumptions, and to ask the most fundamental questions. The voice of the past is faint, but it is speaking. It is asking us to listen. What did they see?